Everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Shalise. I am a mother and a wife documenting her journey here on YouTube to financial freedom. If you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. As always, I'm not a financial advisor or fiduciary. I am an investor and I'm sharing my perspective from that standpoint, okay? And always beware of scammers and fake pages. So I'm back in one of the rentals. I'm waiting for the tenant to show up. So I figured I have some time. Let me just make a video. First off, thank you guys for all of the natural remedy ideas. Oh my goodness, you guys gave me like a whole list of things to try. If you don't know, I get sick like the wind. Maybe it's the cold and flu season, maybe when the seasons change, but you girl, I mean, the wind blow too strong, I'm coughing. I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah, thank you guys so much. So I wanted to share with you some ETFs that are great for 18-year-olds, right? 18, 19, 20-year-olds. If you are that age, welcome to the channel. I'm your auntie, your internet auntie. But I have a daughter who is 19 now. She just had her birthday in September. Yes, September is popular around these parts when it comes to birthdays. The house is empty, so you may hear an echo. Just, bear with me. But ETFs that are good for young people or people who have a lot of time. One of the things I will say, and this is something I'm teaching my daughter, is that the sooner you start, it doesn't even matter really how much you put in. You have a lot of time on your side. I think sometimes we discount what $20 can do when you're 20 or 25 years old. It'll stretch and compound so much more than if you put in $25, let's say at age 40, 45, because we just don't have as much time as someone who is young. So you have young people that you're mentoring. Maybe you have young kids or young adults, excuse me. Maybe you have young adults that, nieces, nephews, godchildren, grandchildren, whatever the case may be. First, you need to encourage them to invest. The best way to do that is by you investing. We have to learn to open up the dialogue when it comes to finance. A lot of times we avoid it like the plague. So, you should be first partakers, right? If you want to open up the dialogue with young people about investing, budgeting, saving, warning them about credit card debt and interest rates, you should be doing it first, because a lot of young people, let me tell you, they are visual learners. I mean, you could say it all day long until you are blue in the face. If they don't see you doing it, they're not going to listen to you, okay? So this is something I had to learn as a parent. So when you are talking to them about investing, and you're talking to them about, listen, I know you are young now, but one day, we're not even talking about retirement age. We're talking about if you just want to take a sabbatical, maybe they get laid off. This is like an insurance policy in case that happens, okay? We know the economy is changing. Talk to your children about the importance of making sure their money is working for them. They don't have to spend all their money on TikTok Shop and Instagram and Temu and Amazon and all of that, but rather they can, put their money to work for them, okay? So I just wanted to get that little bit of a long intro so that I just didn't jump into, hey, teens or young people should, be investing here, here, or here, and not give any context to it, right? Especially because I didn't start at that age, and I wish I would have started young, but I can't change the past. But guess what? I can definitely encourage and teach my children not to do what I did, okay? So tell your young people in your life, like I told my daughter, start with an easy investment account. She likes Robinhood. I know a lot of people don't like Robinhood, but for her, or if you're a beginner investor, it is like, to her, the easiest. Now, she uses Fidelity, but to her, it is the easiest platform. She literally only needs to spend maybe 5-10 minutes on there. She knows how to find the stocks, how to buy, where her dividends are, looking at the chart, any recent news, and then she closes the app and moves on about her day. And so you want to start telling them, hey, open up something that's easy for them. So you may want to take them on Fidelity or Robinhood, Vanguard. Get an idea of what they like, because young people think differently from us older folks. Cash App is another one that I know young people really, like a lot. My back is itching. Just, where's a back scratcher when I need one? I'm not editing this out. Just find what fits, their vibe, their mojo, if that makes sense. The next thing you want to encourage them to do is to invest in a, like they need a specific account type. So let's say they decide to go with Robinhood, okay, or Fidelity. Now, is it a taxable account that they are going to open, a Roth IRA? Well, that depends. And they can have both. My daughter has both. So when your children get their first job, right? My first job was at Burger King. Shout out to BK. But they can open up a Roth IRA with earned income and tell them, listen, you don't have to max it out. Don't get so discouraged about that $7,000 number. But 20 bucks, 100 bucks, you put it in there, right? And as you know, I tell my children often, or my daughter mostly, is that you think you're going to miss $20, $100. I'm telling you, you're not. First off, mommy and daddy buy everything anyway for you. And that's just being real. And so any monies you get, you know, definitely, you know, put $100. And this goes for saving too, but we're talking about investing in ETFs. But, you know, tell them that they can, if they have a job, open up a Roth IRA. You can show them how to do it. There's tons of videos on YouTube talking about this. And that way they can put 20 bucks, 100 bucks, and that way they can get started with the good habits of investing. If you want them to open up a taxable account to go with the Roth IRA, right? Roth IRA traditionally cannot be accessed until 59 and a half, okay? Now, there's conversions and all of that, but for the sake of this video. But taxable accounts are great because you don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half. So some people use their taxable accounts as like an emergency fund, like investment account in a sense. So they'll invest in that type of taxable account, and if they want to retire early, if they want to take a sabbatical, if they get laid off from their job, maybe if they quit from their job, they can access that money in a taxable account in the short-term future. But Roth IRAs can be for long-term future. I'm not really going to talk about 401ks and things like that because, again, we're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Now, if they're working and they have access to a 401k or employer-sponsored account, by all means, encourage them to take advantage of that. And again, they don't have to max it out. 20 bucks, 100 bucks. They're not going to miss it, okay? So they chose a broker, let's say Robinhood or Fidelity. They chose the account type. Okay, they want taxable account, they want a Roth IRA. What should they invest in? This is the ETF part. So in my humble opinion, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I mean, I've shared our portfolio on here. My daughter is an investor and she's 19 years old. I would say that you need to get them in some type of growth. They need growth. I wouldn't even focus so much on dividends. I mean, a lot of the funds that they may like that is growth will pay like some type of small dividend, like VU, SPLG, SCHG, though that tracks the top 750 on the Dow Jones, but it's still a lot of growth in there. But a lot of the funds will pay some type of small dividend, but I would say they don't need to focus on that right now. They need a lot of growth. So something that tracks the S&P 500 or the total stock market. I talk about VTI all the time. You don't want to get into single stocks. Maybe you're a young person. My daughter has like a few single stocks because she likes to, you know, she likes to own things that she uses all the time, that she likes. But literally like 95% of her portfolio is in some type of fund, right? And for us is, again, VTI. I can't stress that enough. It's owning a little bit of everything. And it has a lot of the growth in it, like Tesla and Apple, Microsoft and Google, Nvidia, Broadcom. So she doesn't have to worry about trying to so much pick a lot of stock, but she can still get that growth, which is nice because VTI year to date is up, you know, over 10%, which is pretty good. But another thing that I really do like is she likes dividends a little bit. I mean, she just likes the idea of getting that money every month. And I get that and I understand. So for her, I like DGRO for her. And that's something she started a position in. Just a small position because it's dividend growth. So she's still getting companies that's inside of that fund that, you know, is growing at a nice pace as well. Now, my daughter does dabble in individual stocks. She does understand her risks. I mean, we've talked about investing with her since she was 14, 15 years old. She has been using credit cards for a few years, got an 840 something credit score at 19 because, again, when she was a teenager, we made her authorized user under us. And, you know, she was a minor, but, you know, we were able to teach her about, you know, when you swipe a card, you pay it off, and the importance of good credit and interest rates. So you talk to them, you teach them. But she likes NVIDIA a lot. She's like her mom. She likes NVIDIA, but she also likes Broadcom as well. Because, again, her generation is going to be big into the whole AI space, right? She's 19 years old. She's what, Gen A? Is it Gen A now? I'm not sure. I would think she's Gen A or she's Gen Z. I don't know, but either way, her generation is going to be big into the AI. So she is interested in AI, technology, data centers, things like that. And I love that she's thinking about these things at her age, because when I was 19, I was not thinking about these things as well. She also is big into some type of like consumer-based company. So she does own Walmart. She says, Mom, every time we go, it's always busy. People go there when, the pandemic happened, but Walmart was still getting a whole lot of business. And so she likes Walmart, and we're just going to keep, that's what she's buying personally for herself. She also likes Five and Below. She loves Five and Below a lot. She also likes Coke, right? Which I think is interesting. She does like Dunkin' Donuts, but she does not have any shares in that. But it's just some things that she likes. It just helps her to feel more confident about investing. But again, it's not like 5%, maybe 7% of her entire portfolio. Most of her portfolio is in VTI, what we have for her and what she has for herself. And then she has a couple of other ETFs, like I just told you, DGRO for dividend growth, and then a tiny bit of SCHD because, again, she likes it. It's $100 in there. And I'm just so glad that she is making her own decisions versus making a decision on what someone else tells her, because I think that's a personality trait that she gets from me. People are telling me to sell VTI, or you need to buy VTI, you need to sell this, buy this. And as much as I appreciate the suggestions, I do not buy and sell companies or funds because someone tells me to, or a comment tells me to. I just don't do it. But again, personal finance is personal. You put your money in whatever you want. Like she's putting her money in whatever she wants. And her portfolio is growing, which I really, really do love. Because one day with her taxable account, she's going to want to buy a house. Maybe she's going to want to get married, whatever. She'll have money there in addition to what we may help her with, because she's starting now, okay? So definitely, if you're looking for ETFs to open up for your kids, those are some good suggestions as well. FXAIX, if you're with Fidelity, one ETF, set it and forget it, that's it. I know I have a son who's turning 13, and we started talking to him about investing, and he's not interested in wanting to know all the individual stocks and looking at the stock market too long. He wants to pick one fund and that's it. And for him, again, it's VTI, right? Just simple. He can open up the app, because again, with Fidelity, there's Fidelity Teen. I have talked about Fidelity Teen. Get them started early with Fidelity Teen. I think you could be 13 years old. It's not sponsored, but my daughter has had that account. I will tell you that with the Fidelity Teen, it will transition into a brokerage account for them, and it will be turned over to them. So just be sure about, I just want to let y'all know about that. I don't have access to her Fidelity Teen Now brokerage account with Fidelity because she's over 18. But again, I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to be concerned because she knows about investing. She knows about finance. She's using my investment planner, which I think is great because, again, young people or a beginner investor, it's easy, it's simple. You can use my spreadsheet that I created, right? And she will be using my new investment planner when I launch that, which is going to be really nice. A lot of new trackers. Comes with a spreadsheet and 13. We're going to be meeting every month for the next year with that investment planner that I am launching. So just some sneak peek ideas, but she's going to be a guest of mine every now and then that next year, sharing her perspective and her journey with investing at 19 years old, right? So let me know down below if you have any young people in your life that, are, that age, 18, 19, 20, and they're ready to invest. I'm not talking about a 529 or an UPMA or anything. I'm talking about they're investing on their own now. And some of the things that you may be talking to them about, and not even just investing. What about finance in general? Do you have conversations with your children? If not, or not children, not just children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, godchildren, children you mentor that you're close to, even siblings. Open up the dialogue so that we can change the face of wealth and get more people a seat at the table, okay? Especially nowadays with fractional shares and just a ton of information that's out there, okay? So again, guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tickle that notification bell so that you don't miss an upload every time I post a video. And until next time, you already know, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.